To make sure that Marco Polo stays safe on the bottom lane.
But I think it's not easy because Yada actually play with Mengya, which is a very aggressive hero in their EDG.M, and then combined with combined with the Luban number 7, Luban Master. So I think the Zhou Yu have to keep the priority of the mid lane and then rotate around the mid lane and the bottom lane to provide the vision and protection for the flower.
Yeah,
quite important.
Like the massive pressure when it comes to bottom up laning up will be very huge for flower. So I was worried whether this Marco Polo will gain enough gold when it comes to personal farming ups.
Yeah.
And switching of lanes, we can see that the Eldar goes into the mid while Ata Fly already getting very far to the jungles.
Yep. But the Purify is being forced out, so this red buff might be in danger. 3 versus 2 right now because Marco Polo already lose the power to join the team fight. And Fly, actually, he can get the red, but still in the level 1. Although he's taking the half, but he can leave with the red.
This is what doing in the very beginning of the match versus KPL team so difficult. You never can guess what kind of opening they're looking for.
Yeah.
They can basically send every single member to the mid lane, and by the fact you discover some enemy might hide into bush, you already lose your first round of the buffs.
And I think the non-KPL team actually can learn this kind of laning switch. Yeah, Mengya to the mid lane to keep the priority of the mid lane. And then the Nakaroro will clean the top lane wave after he clean his red buff. And then Arta just invade the red buff of the opponent.
After invaded in the reds, finally, eventually Wolves got Nakaruru a double buff in return, making sure that Xiaopang can get to level 4 safely.
Yep. And look at the bottom side, actually provide a lot of protection for the flower.
All right, solo lane up here, Ashing versus Fly. And obviously, when it comes to how fast these two heroes can fight for those priorities into the lanes, obviously Ma Chao can quickly finish the lane and move forward to the mid lane, gaining extra gold and experiences using the mid waves.
Yeah. The priority is the farm up. You have to farm up very quick in early again because you can share 2 lanes. Go.
So look at the positioning from Ata Fly. Don't even care doing the 1 versus 1 solo laning up, going against Ashing. That will be the job for Xiaopang.
But this blue buff might be in danger. Look at Ashing use his sprint and trying to get inside, find some kill or find some damage. But finally, they zoom away the wolves. They can successfully protect the blue. But the blue belongs to Zhang Fei.
Yeah. Use the smite trying to protect the blue back. Oh, this is not good news for Impunity. Like when their only hope, the warrior, get the very first kill. Ashing.
They cannot make any mistakes in this time because any mistake happen will cause a lot of points then.
Oh, bottom lane. Very aggressive.
And then pull back. Look at the damage. Waiting for Mengya's first ability. Still in cooldown.
I think the coordination is great. You can see those combo chains using the ultimate from Zhang Fei, trying to make sure the damage will be connected using Flower's ultimate. But early on, without any items offered, Marco Polo's damage will be highly restricted.
Yeah. A little bit detail for that.
Yes. Sometimes you have to wait for a lot of things to happen when you're playing Marco Polo. So basically you have to accumulate those bullets using the first ability, trying to get a 100% hit rate, and then followed by your ultimate will be giving you the maximum amount of damage from Marco Polo.
Yeah, but first of this, you have to build up some items, especially the Doomsday and Sparkforge stack. And look at Ashing, surrounded by 3 at the back up. It's too late for getting over there, so it's hard to catch them, and then they just let them go.
Yes, it's a very dangerous place where Ashing's standing. And even though the rest of the teammates trying their best to do the rotations, but the damage is not enough. And right now, Joey is very low in the mana, so I think it will still be Wolves' initiative trying to gain the blue.
Yep. That's exactly, and then you just got the blue.
Oh,
look at the damage. Yeah, Marco Polo's been taken very low, so we have to retreat and recover. Look at that, Guido is in poor positioning right now. Nobody is around, nobody to stay around him, so this is a pretty risky choice.
So this is how the strategy works from Wolf. So using the 3-2 formation at the very beginning of the game, making sure that Ashing this match of the core for Impunity cannot find him a very safe and wealthy starting point. And then using the natural advantages, winning lane on the down lane. You don't have to pay more attention. You don't have to do the rotation to the bottom. Like Yao Dao and Fan together will gain your team a lot of advantages.
Yeah. And look at this team fight, and Xiangyu forced the Marco Polo to pure fight out and down. Everyone should trade some HP, and right there, Fowler actually have some opportunity to find a kill and strike back beautifully, and still doing the HP restoring this time. The ultimate was missed, so they have to let Megumi left his place.
And another skirmish seemed to happen in the jungle where Ashing went down again. Double kill over to Xiaopao.
Things gonna change from this kind of skirmish.
Yes.
Mid lane, bottom lane.
It's very hard to accept the truth that you're losing 2 team fights within one, the same time.
Yeah, actually, I think Impunity, they're doing great. They were doing great in the early game, in the first 4 minutes, and after that, everything became chaos.
And right now, Xiaopao is ready for the battles, ready for the dive in, because level 11, the Axe of Torment will be ready, and he's making it towards the Siegebreaker. Once this item has been completely formed up, I think they're looking for a lot of engagement.
Yep. There's no front knight in his eyes. Look
Fun.
at that.
Good initiation.
Once again, fun, so initiation. Pretty great.
And down there, like Mai Shinonui is responsible for the skirmish happen down there, even though that Yu is very low in the HP, but managed to fake away.
And this cooperation is so great.
Yes. It's very hard to compete with this kind of enemies.
Yeah. Fan once again forced Jumpface ultimates out, and look at Mai Shinonui jump into the backline and zoom away all the members of the Impunity, and then Marco Polo will take down by the pound.
Good dive in from Yu. Xiangyu managed to take down 3, and even though I think it's quite a play, the counter fight is okay, using the ultimate from Megumi, but unfortunately the damage and the space is quite restricted on the jungle, so that wolves can appear anywhere, and Xiaopao basically flying just up front, directly dive into the backlines. There's no way to go.
Look at Asing right there. Look at the burst damage. We belted Asing down within seconds.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. You don't want to give this kind of go lead to your enemies, especially when they have 2 assassins in their compositions. Everywhere seems quite dangerous now for Impunity's members.
They're gonna go outside. They have to stuck in the high ground turret.
Ashing went down for a long time ago, so Yao Dao standing in the mid lane trying to make sure the vanguards are keeping rushing in. They're planning to take out all the outer turrets.
And all the resources of the map.
Yeah, farming up using the 6th jungle area. This is something.
8 minutes, 8,000 gold lead. And Guido uses ultimate to save himself. But yeah, what else? What about the next team? But Asing is trying to do some damage off this Mai Shinonui, but it's not enough for any kills right there. Oh, Asing! I think he has some ambitious in that, but without the gold and the item, he actually cannot do anything.
He really tried. But after getting down and getting killed for several times at the very beginning, like see the KDA 0-4-0, that's very hard to catch. These like differences in the gold or in how the situation is really going on for this matchups is really hard to climb up. What a wall. I mean, yeah, you don't want to share the same gold going against Ata when you're a Machal.
Yeah, and Megumi's ultimate being forced out. It's too dangerous. Flying uses ultimate to block the way out, but not really successful. But it's really okay right there. Look at Asing still in danger. But luckily, that's the match out. He runs so fast.
But the waves, who can clean a wave in the mid lane? Zhou Yu uses the fires, trying to clean a wave. And starting from now on, I think X Hero really needs to find him a safer place and safe positioning. Once he will be going down, I think that might be the time for this
might be the time
end.
we end this game.
Yes, he's the only hero who can clean the wave in a quite safe positions. So he really needs to be rotate more carefully. Just stay in your high ground towers.
He's only one can protect this kind of turret of the high ground. And right now, I think they have to strike back with a beautiful team fight.
Yeah.
Especially in the high ground.
But facing this kind of goal differences, 8,000 gold deficit against your enemy, it's not a good sign. So I think the only choice and option they got is trying to buy themselves a little more times, trying to unite together, clean the wave, and gain more gold.
Okay, once again, Marco Polo's team pulled back by Fan Fan, and this kind of position, I think, is quite dangerous. But the flower, you just leave the purified available.
Yeah, he could have hesitated and trying to struggle for a while.
Yeah, maybe he would like to save it for the next team fight.
I mean, the reason they choose to go out is because they know Wolf is trying to get this Overlord, but I think they can wait for Megumi to have the ultimate and trying to go in further out of the high ground tower.
And now this is the time the Shattered Vanguard is gonna destroy this game, and look at the Megumi to jump front. And then use the ultimate to pull back every single enemy, but not Combo can follow up. But look at Ashing, the damage from Mengya is too high for that.
One member down, 4 remaining. Wolves still looking good in their HPs, and Vanguards are still available on the bottom side. Fan using the first ability, trying to gain some opportunities right there.
Yeah, and the big one's still coming, right? Still on the way to the base. Right now, they're carried around the Impunity and trying to destroy the base right there. Look at the Megumi, second ability is jump there and then trying to receive some damage, but it's too high. It's hard to take this kind of damage.
Marco Polo!
Marco Polo, Beaver Brush jumping inside, but everyone staying low, but nobody get killed in this time. And congratulations to Chongqing Wolves.
Yeah, again, I think it's a very easy win-in for Chongqing Wolves. The easy victory is almost nearly 12 minutes. They